So the White House decided to rewrite the rules for overtime pay, and now we have some great news for workers. So as of right now, if you get paid hourly, you qualify for overtime pay. But if you're a salary worker, you have to make $23,660 a year or less and work 40 hours a week or more in order to qualify for overtime. Well, Obama's changing that. So that cap is far too low, and Obama's raising that to $47,476. So this is a huge step in the right direction. And listen to this fact. This is incredible. Huffington Post explains here. 7% of salaried workers are covered by overtime law today, compared with 62% back in 1975. So the rules are going to help anywhere from 4.2 million people to 8.9 million people. And just to give you guys some history here, the Huffington Post continues, our minimum wage and overtime protections were passed during the labor strife of the Great Depression. The idea behind overtime was pretty simple. Keep workers from being underpaid and overworked. By mandating time and a half pay for overtime, the government gives employers a choice. They can either limit employees' work to 40 hours or work them longer but pay a premium for it. The law's creators also hoped it could reduce unemployment and spread the work around. By making overtime more expensive, it could encourage employers to hire more workers instead of paying time and a half to the ones they currently have. Damn, that's fascinating. They say if the rules play out like the administration hopes, workers will be getting paid extra money beyond their salary for the overtime they work, or they will be getting more leisure time because their bosses decide to limit their hours to 40 and avoid the premium. Either way, the White House figures, middle-class jobs will become more middle class. I could not agree with them more here, okay? And this goes to the positive side of President Obama. Now, you guys know I'm super harsh on him in many ways because I think he deserves it. You know, the NSA under him is just as bad, if not actually worse than it was under George W. Bush. You have the drone program. 90% of the time, they're getting the wrong people. That is abysmal, and you could argue this is a war crime. He's done 7 interventions. He just sent more troops to Yemen. Now we're in Yemen? He sent more to Syria recently. So there's 1,000,001 areas to disagree with him. In many ways, he's been too much of a sellout to Wall Street. The Republicans would sneak in loopholes and some deregulation into bills, must-pass bills, and Obama would sign the bills. So in 1,000 ways, we've critiqued him. But there are other ways where you have to keep it real and you have to give him credit. So for example, the Iran deal, the Cuba deal, the executive orders on immigration. And now we have stuff like this, too, where he says, okay, we may not have been the best for workers, and let's be honest, we're a center-right Democratic administration, but we're not far-right. And they might try to block it, and the 100% corporate sellouts might try to block it. We're only 80% corporate sellouts. So in that little 20% of us that make sense, what we're going to do is we're going to change the rules. Instead of overtime for $23,660, make it $47,476. So understand, 4 million to 9 million people here. This really affects their life in a positive way. Now, naturally, I would have gone further, but that's me. But either way, he does deserve credit here. And this is the difference between having some sort of a Republican administration and even a center-right, semi-shitty Democratic administration. There is a difference, and we shouldn't forget that.